Welcome to Python programming course again. Today we are going to learn a session. Right? In the previous lesson, we have learned how to think logically, writing the looping and conditional statements. And also we learned how to write a function. Today we will learn a session. What is an exception? Right? When you are writing the program, you have learned when you have an error, when the user enter the wrong values or user didn't declare variables, your program crash, right? So today we are going to learn how to prevent this program crash. As a programmer, you will take possible errors during your development, during your coding, all right? Then we will tell the program to take this error as exception. Instead of crashing the program, you provide the information to the users. Now, let's see an example. In this example, we have two variables asking the information from the user. Right? We ask a number from the user, then we calculate A by dividing that B. So then you give an answer. You print out the information to the user. Let's say if the user enter the number in integer or float number, you still get the right answer, so there is no issue. However, instead of typing the values, if the user enters 0 for denominator, your program will crash, and this is an error message we get. Right? So this error message called zero division error. As the name mentioned, it's a zero division error because you divide a number by 0. Right? So what we can do, we have to prevent this zero division error. But before how to handle this exception, let's move on to another type of errors. Here in this example, user didn't enter 0 for denominator, but instead, this user give you A instead of number for numerator. Then your program will crash again because your A is an alphabet string data type you cannot convert to integer. Alright, so you cannot divide by another number as well. So this error is called value error. Alright, there are common errors you encounter. So some of the common errors are zero division error. You have learned this. This error occurs when you try to divide a number by zeros. Index errors. This error occurs when you try to access an element from a list, from a tuple, from a sequence, right, or range. For example, your list is only have 5 elements, but so you have your index number starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you go and access it to index number 5. This is very common error. We used to happen. All right, we used to make this mistake. So when you try to access this number, you will have the index error. Similarly, when you are trying to do the operation on the raw data type, right? For example, doing the mathematical calculation on the string data type, all right? So you will get the type error. And sometimes we forgot to declare variables, right? To give a name to the variables, and then later we use these variables. Then you get the name errors. Of course, there are many other exceptions. I hope you go and study on the given readings. All right. So now what we are going to do is we are going to give an exception to our program. How to handle the exception? Let's start with zero division error. All right. So for the exception handling, it is very easy. There are two keywords that you have to use. The first keyword is try. Okay. As the name tells you, we ask the programmer to try this line, these two lines. All right, program to try these two lines. Calculating values of D and print it out. All right. Then we try to catch the zero division error. If this zero division error occurs, we will give an exception or crashing from the program. We will print it out. Instead of crashing, we will print it out that denominator value is 0. So we tell the user that a denominator value must be number more than 0, but your value is 0. So we give this information. So in a one program, can we catch more than one errors? Of course. You can get here both zero division error and value errors with the different types of information. Right? It is important for us to give the useful information to the user so that the programmer or the user knows what kind of errors that they are making, right? What kind of mistake that they have done. Okay, so in this example, we have both try, except, right? If you have more errors that you can think of, possible errors, we can add by using the keyword except, right? So be careful about like the keyword zero division error, value error, right? The capital letters, you can see that Z, G, and E are capital letter in the zero division errors. Value error, V and E's are capital letters. We have to be careful about all this. All right. Okay. Another type we can also add on is called us. Try is it us. So this us is occur when there is no error is catching. You will give these statements another us, right? So let's say here we try to calculate the d values. Then we see whether we are catching any errors, right? So no error is caught. Zero division error, value errors are not caught. Then you perform this us statement, right? So you will print out this one. All right, okay. So when you write a function, of course, you can put all these consideration into your function. Remember, we have written elective subject grade, right, to calculate whether the student is passing exam or not based on their given score, right? So here we can think of two possible errors. One is a type error because the user might enter a string value instead of number, right? So this time we have to catch this type error. Or if possible, the user forgot to give the score value, right? So this is a name error. So we are trying to catch both type error and name error. If both errors are not caught, we will return the grade to the customers. Right? So exception and handling exception is important as a programmer, and we will do more exercise in the given GitHub Pro link, right? So let's do the exercise now. Thank you.